Now we're recording. Right about now, everybody's in their car going, "Is my phone ringing?" No.
Wait for it.
Wake for it.
Oh.
Oh, this is Jeff Wakeman. Please leave a message after the beep, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Hello, and welcome to Everyone Racers, a show designed for the world of low-dollar racing and oddball car culture. Doesn't matter what kind of lemon champ, lucky track dog you run, SCCA or NASA, we won't discriminate, as long as you drive it hard and build it yourself. Join us each week for text discussions, tips, tricks, as well as news and notes from the world of amateur endurance racing.
Listen to your message.
Awesome. We'll stop that one. Anyway, what do we have? It's a show on the spot. Hello, sweet.
It's a show.
Or we're lucky enough, and Chrissy gives us just a tip. We're sure you'll giggle a little, probably already.
We've already
Even
giggled.
less. Everyone report to the paddock. This is Chris.
This is Chrissy.
Jeff's not here. We don't know why. And I'm mental.
Hey, and we are Everyone Racers. Thanks for listening to a Bugatti concept saloon
You can turn the music off.
I'm fading out by bringing my arm away.
Oh, you're fancy.
It
Right?
says
I
that.
know.
It says in the notes.
It says fade
Intro
out.
music
Jeff?
fade.
Does.
Yeah. So anyway, the Bugatti 218 was the second concept car from Bugatti under Volkswagen ownership. Using a W18 engine, four-wheel drive system from the Lamborghini Diavolo VT, the one-off car had 555 horsepower and 479 foot-pounds of torque. The W18 engine was composed of 3 banks of 6 cylinders and debuted at the 99 Geneva Auto Show. And that was all it ever had. So if you're not driving Bugatti or any lesser automobile, or not certainly getting here like Jeff, then grab your E1R Bingo card. Hey, he can use the Bingo card this time because he's not here. So Metzel, what are you working on?
Well, as we talked about before the show, the wrap-up video for New Hampshire came out today. I got the Toyota taken apart. We can talk about that in a bit. I have begun to disassemble one of my 928s, and I test drove a Ferrari Mondial for a friend.
Lovely.
Yes,
That sounds like a fun car-filled week.
It really was, actually. And
Wow.
and thanks to all of the listeners, after issues on the wrap-ups and feedbacks on last week's episode, I am back to my old microphone. So hopefully you're noticing a difference.
Mm-hmm.
We are.
Generally,
We are.
And I know because when we record it, it sounds different. But like Erling said, I was almost unhearable. Apex Adjacent said,
My mom said that.
yeah, your
She's
mom.
like, where do I put feedback? And I was like, you just tell the show people. And she was like, Mentals, I couldn't hear him at all. We turned it up. We couldn't hear. Yes. Feedback
Yeah.
everywhere.
So we're actually listening. And if anyone actually wants a Samsung studio condenser microphone, it is USB only. Let us know what you're going to use it for. I think Eric K has expressed an interest in it, but if somebody else, maybe you want to start your own automotive podcast, let us know, and we'll, whoever's got the best.
As long as they're not better than us, then
even if they're better than us, screw it. I'll put a sticker on it. We'll always get credit.
Well, their audio won't be any good if they're using that mic. So I don't have too much to worry about.
I think it's good. I think it's good not in this Zoom setting where in any sort of a recording where you can modulate your inputs. Like if you're in a band or something and you're recording on somebody's computer, I think it would work. I paid a decent amount of money way back when we first started, and I was building the fort. So
yeah, that was funny. It was just because your computer mic was the one that was on.
Pretty much.
So I want to know more about which 928 did you disassemble and how much?
So it's the junk one. It's the parts one that I got in there. So the door is getting torn off of it, and I've gotten the trunk, some parts that I can use for the trunk, and then a lot of the stuff also. The interior of this car is mostly shredded because it sat in a field in Bakersfield, California, and 928s are notorious for sun damage anyway because they have such a big greenhouse. So this one it's mostly crap. I bought it for the transmission and the wheels. And hopefully the transmission will work. And even if it doesn't, I can, I was looking on eBay, buildable core engines for 928s are going for $1,000. Mine will be going on eBay for way less than that. So if you are a 928 or someone who needs an early 4.5 liter 2-valve 928 engine, I'm your guy. It's
I've
yours
had,
for a case of beer and freight.
I've had good luck with parting out our Lemons cars by going on eBay sold auctions for parts for that car under used and see if it's more than like $40. Okay, I'll find that and sell it.
Well, and on it, even at this point, not even trying to make money with the whole thing. One of the members of Steph Schrader's race team down in Texas, who actually got me the engine for my 914, he's got a newer 928 S4. So that there's 928 people out there that are just trying to keep these things on the road. And if you've got a part you need, I'll give it to you. Come get it. I'll give it to you for free, or I'll get it to you for shipping. In a bit of good news, I did have lunch this week with John Polnick, hence why I test drove the Ferrari Mondial, and Bid Nerds is coming back.
Good.
Yes, they are getting a new studio. So they'll be recording. Yeah, they'll be recording downtown. And so one of the things we came up with during lunch is some of the artwork on the wall of that studio is going to be a chunk of 928. So I'll be getting the Sawzall out. We're going to see how artistic we can get with having a wall-mounted 928 in the new Bid Nerd studio.
Oh, they're actually trying to be big with this thing, apparently.
No, no, it's because John is a filmmaker and he does some other stuff. It just makes sense. So, but I did ask him about Bid Nerds. He's like, yeah, no, we're planning on being back in December. And they told me where the studio is. I'm going to go there and help them with that. And yeah, we came up with the idea of having a wall-mounted 928, which just sounds cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. And how was the Mondial? And for what I understand from you and I talking, this was an early 2-valve coupe. So kind
81 coupe.
The worst of the Mondials.
And it's funny, when you say worst, that's like ordering, the worst steak at Ruth Chris. It was every bit an 80s Ferrari. It was fantastic. It made wonderful noises. It had a gated shifter. The clutch take up was about, a half an inch, and it was all at the top, and the clutch was 90 pounds. So you're getting a good squat workout every time.
Seating position is knees up and bust steering
exactly.
Wheel
The dashboard is 100 feet away the way Ferrari intended. The steering wheel doesn't adjust because he got it right the first time, kind of a deal. This particular one, I think I'd sent you a picture, Chris. The wheels have been upgraded, but he has all of the original TRX
good
rims.
Those are nice paperweights.
Exactly. The only people that still make the TRX tires, and TRX was a system that Michelin devised, and it's just this 14.5 inch rim. It only exists in the TRX size. It was on the early model Mustang GTs and SVOs, Ferraris, and I want to say
some BMWs had it.
Yeah, the 5
series.
The 5 Series and the 6 Series Shark Nose. Yeah, I had those on there. So, and the only place you can get these tires now is Coker Tire. So it was just, Michelin deciding to go the Sony Betamax route of making tires. But it was generally, and the guy's done all the maintenance on it himself, which is why I texted you, because we had talked way back when you guys were shopping for the NSX. One of the reasons you like the Mondial is it's probably the newest Ferrari you can do all the maintenance on yourself because it doesn't require an engine out. And the guy has in fact he got it from his dad when it was 10 years old, and he has done every bit of maintenance on it since. Fuel system, he's replaced everything on there. For the money he was asking, it was a good price. I don't think my buddy's going to go for it, but it was a mechanically solid car, and it was actually really fun to drive. Cool. I wouldn't daily one, but if I had this kind of throwing around money, I absolutely would.
Yeah, the Mondial T went to the longitudinal engine with a different transmission from the 348, and then everything went engine out. But if you get one of the Quattro Valvos or the earlier 2-valve ones, it's all still engine in for timing belts and stuff because it's all transverse.
Yeah. And it is transverse, and you can reach all 8 plugs.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Excellent.
What color?
Oh, red.
Okay.
They're all
Well,
red.
you assume that.
80s Ferrari, yeah. No, and it's a good question. The guy had actually all of the black parts, the vents on there, he had repainted black. Wasn't a fan of the look, but I understand why he did it. But yeah, if I was going to do it, I'd put it all back to black.
Okay.
Cool.
Way too much about me. Sorry.
No, you were doing interesting things.
Yeah, you were doing interesting.
We don't have Jeff complaining about work or where he is tonight or whatever else he's doing.
Yeah, if nobody, I mean, I guess we said that he's not here. We don't know where he is. Right.
Which, by the way, if this episode suddenly disappears from your feed, is because we found out Jeff got into a car accident. We feel really guilty.
Something like that.
But otherwise, yeah, it's just going to show up on there.
As long as he wasn't hurt much, then it's okay.
More importantly, that the Veloster's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Chrissy.
I
understand the first 4 words of what you're about to say, but
that's why I put it in there. Joy of raking leaves. I had to rake a whole lot of leaves because our backyard, our side yards, there's lots of trees. They're very big. Mostly maple, I think.
You guys don't have not legitimately, even when I lived in Georgia, I had a leaf blower.
Nah, we had one.
I don't think unless you get the industrial sized, like huge ones, it's not any faster.
Okay.
So I'm very fortunately we had a leaf sucker vacuum for a while, and then it broke. So that didn't, it only worked so well. So and fortunately we can bring them around to the front of our house, and our township will pick the leaves up. So it's nice to not have to bag them and all that stuff. So it's rake them, put them in a pile, put them on a tarp, drag them.
I had the burn barrel that was permanently going every weekend from October until March.
we put them out, and they come a couple times a week, so it's really not, they're gone already. So anyway, that's why I put that in there, because of course I'm also additionally sore because it is uncomfortable to break leaves. We're just prepping and cleaning for the holiday. We're going to have Thanksgiving, which is coming up soon. Hopefully you're listening to this maybe on Thanksgiving, but we are we're having it. So Chris's mom will be up tomorrow. Down. She'll be down from Boston. And so we're just doing a lot of prep around here. And I have to thank you, everybody, for the votes. I have to thank for the votes for the contest that I was not all in, and then I became all in. And of course, I needed to thank Mantle for the wonderful, beautiful obituary that you wrote about me that I wasn't even dead. It was wonderful. And everybody.
And thanks to Jeff Clucker for publishing that, because I sent him that. And I'm like, look, man, if you don't want to endorse this contest, he's like, oh, hell yeah. Let's boom it. It's going up first thing in the morning. Yeah,
it's awesome. That was very, very honored to be on Hooniverse and to and have a very nice thing written about me. So I do appreciate that. And I know a lot of people, it's a pain in the butt, but I think the contest and how it's set up, it was appropriate, because we have one contest because you go into the computer room and you push all the buttons and you have no checks and balances, and that they set it up so you have to have the email addresses. So I don't blame them for a bit. Apparently they've been doing this for 12 years now. So this is nothing new. I didn't realize it's been going on that long.
I'm still going to buy one because I love the message. I love the message that the calendar is putting out. And with the exception of one, all of the winners, it was gearheads, just straight up drivers.
A lot of them really little, I mean, younger than me, we'll say. Yeah. So really impressed with that. And, happy to be part of it. Happy to get 275 votes. That's pretty fantastic. So, and we always said only like 40 of them are me. So it's like not.
That puts you in the top 5th of the field.
Whatever. It's all good. I didn't really go all in and then realize I was really not even going to make it with all the influence that I have around me. So all good. Thank you.
Next year we'll start
the time.
Next year we'll start earlier.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll do it. Chris, you did a little bit more car work than I did.
Yeah, I have the Civic basically stripped to a bare shell. Like there is zero suspension on it. The fuel cell's out, which took a while, because when you weld it in really well,
you make this great thing,
like taking that fuel cell cage out. But then I rationed that building a new fuel cell cage is going to take me longer than getting this one out, so I got it out. The only thing left, there are 2 bolts holding the engine and trans in the engine bay, and like 4 wires that I have to mark and cut before they separate from the chassis. And that's it. The Civic is done. So it will be going to scrap soon unless someone decides that they want it for free. It is a really nice roll cage, like really good for a 88 to 91 Civic hatch. Comes with a title and some other parts. You don't really want the rest of the chassis.
Nope.
But
I like a newbie team that's not going to be they're going to be dropping a B16 in it or something.
Well, the giant hole in the rear floor where the fuel cell used to be, and
that's one thing.
the wiring that's been modified for case swap and all that stuff. I'd suggest using it as a roll cage, and then all the other parts, like the doors are good, the hatch is good, the glass is good. I have another hood, front and rear bumper, including structure and fenders. I got a lot of parts, so if I don't want to throw them away, I'd like someone else with an EF Civic to use some of this stuff. So I'll probably put it up on the forums and stuff just to say, like, please take this so that it doesn't go to waste. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And my Suburban failed inspection. I just got all the parts to that because it needs rear wheel bearings and brakes. Well, I mean, it has 192,000 miles on it. Like, okay.
And this is not to be an insult. I'm just genuinely shocked that the words "failed" came out of your mouth regarding one of your.
So was he.
Well,
he was like, "Oh no!"
And so is the mechanic, because he is not used to failing anything. Well, the Suburban is the one thing I don't really check it over before it goes for inspection, because it's only driven 5,000 miles this year. First off. And second, it's really big and heavy. Doesn't fit in the garage. Doesn't go in the lift. It's got 8 lug wheels. It's all just a pain in the ass.
Oh, and it's November. It's 25 right now.
Right.
Like no lie, like legit, actually that cold.
I know we're recording a podcast, but Jay St. Clair of Ranger Road fame on the West Coast just invited me to a Google Meet room, and I had said I can't go because I'm recording the podcast. So I want to take a picture of all of us recording the podcast and send it to him, because he just sent a picture of their Google Meet.
Great, go for it.
All right, so all right, Ranger Road.
This is good podcast. Really,
absolutely, it's brilliant podcasting. Ranger Road actually supports first responders and veterans, gets them involved not just in racing. That's how we know them, is from racing, but fishing, skydiving, hiking. It's just about getting folks back into a team environment and just helping them kind of work through whatever they're working on. And it's a fantastic organization. When we were at the Ridge a couple of years ago, we didn't have the full staffing, and the Ranger Road was like, "Oh, we'll totally help you guys out." And it's hilarious how much people comply when a 6'2" something former Marine, with a prosthetic says, "You need to go stand over there and sign that sheet of paper." You're right, sir. I need to go stand over there and sign that sheet.
It's not like he's gonna like beat you up. It's not like,
and they're just. And he'll say it with smile on his face.
Yeah.
Conviction. That's a good phrase. So, all right. Sorry, we're derailing our what you're working on, but we got a little bit in there. So I guess we should move on to.
That's what you're working on. So what's it time for now?
News and notes.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Right. So Joe Federer at the Motor Authority has broken news of the day that we all knew was coming, and some may rejoice at this announcement, but I'm going to be pouring out a little 40 weight. Your last chance to buy a Dodge Hellcat is 2024. At the recent LA Auto Show, Dodge CEO Tim Kaninsky shared the roadmap of the company's future, during which he confirmed, "I will have this car, this platform, this powertrain as we know it through the end of 23. That's 2 more years to buy a Hellcat, and then it's history." Wah, wah. Now, he added that early next year, we'll see a concept version of the 2024 electric muscle car that Dodge is working on. And like all Chrysler concept cars, it will be a full-on working model. Kaninskas added that Dodge will also unveil the EV's performance specs and technology. See, Stellantis is patenting this, which is why they're having to wait. Quote, "Dodge plans to do electrification different than anyone else. That's why I'm waiting until all of my patents are done." So I'm actually kind of geeked about the future.
I like his very straightforward answer there too. That's very nice.
Facts.
Yep.
Well, speaking of rumors, the rumor about the Miata ending production has been overblown. It is true that the current version, known as the ND, is no longer available in Japan. The company's Japanese website says sales of the current model have been discontinued. Mazda goes on to add that the announcement of the new model is scheduled for this winter. However, as the folks at Haggerty advised, don't expect that to be a truly new Miata. However, instead, the world's best-selling Roadster will get a second refresh. It will be known as the ND3. Interesting. That revamp will be the current car going until the all-new and most likely hybrid Miata replacement is released. It is known as the NE, and we should see that from by 2024.
In other rumors, Jeff Wakeman didn't realize we were recording tonight, despite the fact that we talked about it. It's on this text chain, and
it is one text up. Is one text up. Are we good with it? Yes. Oh,
yep.
yes.
Yeah.
He
right
replied.
He
in
said,
the
yeah,
text.
sure for me. Sounds great.
All right. Make sure he knows that we're in a different meeting room. All right.
Yeah, that'll be part of the fun when he gets there. Oh, so on the odd chance that Chrissy's wholehearted endorsement of the Porsche Taycan.
It's a Taycan. I had a hard time
Camber.
not saying that in front of the very sophisticated Porsche people, and I would just like say it under my breath.
Right.
Oh, the Taycan, the
Right.
Macan.
Yep. Anyway, Porsche has unveiled a 590 horsepower GTS Sport Turismo version of the electric supercar this week at the LA Auto Show. And for those of you that don't speak sport, Porsche, that means it's a wagony thing. It has a longer roof and a hatch. So that's fun. Tim DeChant with Ars Technica gave it the rundown of the all-electric wagon. The silhouette isn't new. It's they've previously shown the Taycan Cross Turismo with rugged plastic body cladding and raised ride height just under an inch. Wah, wah. But for the street version, body kit is gone. Car is an appropriate height, and it's even more powerful in the 4S. It's $133,000. So we'll be waiting for those lease returns for a few years before we get one of those. But yeah.
That's a
That's
sexy.
great.
And
That's
you know,
a lot.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this real quick. See if we can make this work. I'm going to share the screen, and if you're listening to this when you get to work or get to wherever, you can Google that. Or is it sharing? It seems to be taking its time.
Yep. You are now sharing.
All right.
There's
so
nothing
It
there
says
yet.
W Ward has started sharing. It doesn't show what you're sharing.
but it doesn't show
Just-
what I'm sharing.
Nope.
Oh.
This is
Just
also
telling
really
us-
bad
Oh,
podcasting.
there it is. There's the Porsche. So
Yeah.
for those of you who haven't seen it, it's a Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo GTS.
I
Just
think
Google that.
it's a gorgeous, gorgeous car.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Looks great.
I bet the trunk is still small though, even though it's like a hatchy thing. Like I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be pretty small. Which I know you shouldn't care, but you know,
Like
wagony.
we put a lot of stuff in the hatch of our Mercedes.
Yes, we do.
Like I put the 4 snow tires in the other day, standing up.
Yeah, I was
without
like, no
folding the rear
way,
seats down.
right?
Wow.
It's
That's
amazing.
okay. That's pretty legit.
I know.
Metzel, you
Now-
want to take the next spot?
Yes, on the subject of things that are totally legit. Now, our iRacing pal, Al Jones, posted this hella sweet score he got on racingjunk.com classifieds. It's a B13 Nissan Sentra SER. Now, his team paid $8,000 for this car, but in addition to the car, they got a trailer, boxes of spares, 10 wheels, all of them with usable race tires, because this thing is a full tilt race car, cage, the whole 9 yards. Came with a bunch of safety gear, including a harness that's good for another year and a Sparco Halo seat.
Wow.
Great.
It was basically a go racing. It's ready to go right
So
now.
That's a good deal.
Wow.
Yeah. So for his all rookie team, he is a mere 45 minutes away from pit race and said he definitely wants to do some track days with it.
Good.
So we
Good.
naturally suggested the NASA Great Lakes Region HPDE this July at pit race. It'll be the 23rd through the 25th.
We're always
In
there.
conjunction with the race weekend, as he should. He also plans on bringing it to the pit race, the Lemons race. So the
Okay.
car's got an entire history. It's got a great story, built and owned by a Midwest crew who raced it in Champ Car and the SCCA for the past 10 years. So it's got a logbook for both of those series. And what you may not know, Al, is that those two logbooks on their own can also get you a NASA logbook. So we, the three, and honestly, if Jeff was here, he'd agree, 4 of us are looking forward to seeing it in Meat Space, and you can see it at Too Much Metal, the number Too Much Metal on Instagram.
Cool.
Awesome.
Trailers, race cars, parts, RVs, pit carts. They've
Oh,
got
do they
it
have
all.
any cool pit carts up there lately?
They probably do. So anyway, racingjunk.com classifieds, official classifieds of everyone racers. Whatever you need, you've got crap, you want to unload it, or you want to buy something, go there. If you want to get featured in the premiere ad, enter code BF21 upgrade for the Black Friday 50% off special at checkout. I think I'm just going to put the Citroen
I
up
think
there
we
with
should
that.
just do that because that sounds like a
Because
great
we-
idea.
Because we've already got the Premier account, and then
That's
bam, Premier. That's all I'm
Done.
saying.
I mean,
Yep,
everything's
sounds
going to be premiere. It's like when you highlight the whole book. Isn't everybody going to have that?
Sounds
No?
good.
Okay. Normally right now I would make up some kind of like survive the 25 or something cool, but I have no update because the man who's trying to lose weight, has not provided said update. Although I think he'll be
Yeah.
here soon. So let's move it a little bit. Let's talk about races, old races, new races, and then maybe we can come back to the 25.
Yeah, there we go. That's a rock solid idea.
Oh, okay. Upcoming races.
There aren't any.
Sorry, I was writing back to Jeff.
Okay.
Hey, it's Thanksgiving weekend. Mental's right. There are no races. Later on, there's going to be WRL at Coda and Chamber.
Yeah, there's a couple more this year,
but not this weekend because it's Thanksgiving. Because no one's dumb enough to try to put a race on Thanksgiving weekend, like 4th of July weekend. That works out really well.
Good idea.
But this is even worse. So what else?
To that end, the Lemons Rally folks are co-hosting a car show next Monday in Scranton, PA. And this is the night before the Retreat from Moscow rally. So the show is going to be at the Circle Drive-In in Scranton. Show up early with your rally car, or tow your 24 Hours of Lemons racing car if it's not street legal like Chrissy's, or bring some other pile you drive every day. The details are in the show notes, but you're going to want to RSVP, but you do not have to be on the rally to attend.
What are we doing next Monday? I don't know.
It's right before. I don't know. Next Monday.
What if a Corvette would make it?
Totally. You could totally rock that thing. That would be dope.
You're gonna go by yourself because I'm not going. Okay,
well, no, you're gonna follow in the Mercedes to make sure he has a ride home.
I can do that. I don't mind that at all. Or bring the trailer with me, and I'll just wait for it to break down, so then I can tow you home. How about that? All right. Race results. I can take it.
Oh, okay. Great.
Oh, unless you want to. Go ahead.
Well, sure. AER held their final 2021 event at New Jersey Motorsports Park's Thunderbolt track. After 14 hours of racing, first was Don't Panic in their boring BMW, 7 laps over Autosport Fabrication in their boring BMW, and 1 laps after that was Man Cave Motorsports in their boring BMW.
What?
Right.
Krabby Krab Shadow finished 9th, and they also entered a boring BMW, which didn't start.
Goodness.
Yep.
I can't make that up. Champ Car was at Laguna this weekend on Saturday. First was Wheels America Racing in their 01 Miata. They were 55 seconds over Lone Star Racers. I'm sorry, that's one word. I had a hard time reading. Lone Star Racers.
Only one word. Man would dare give me the raspberry.
Oh, yeah.
Or as long as it wasn't Scrappy or de Fuji. Got the actual words.
I mean, low and star and a star. Yeah. I can make it. No, never mind. Basil Weeding Racing. I'm sorry, that's all one team name. I digress. In an 08 MX-5 Miata. Third was a lap behind, and that was Petrolheads in an 03 Mercedes C320. Sunday, Wheels America again led the all Miata podium over a thoughtful celebration of life and times of Orange Yeller. That's a team name. That's amazing. Oddly enough, in a red 91, and 10 laps back was Zoom Kaboom. The Maserati from Dead Pedal Racing this is so sad. I saw this on Facebook, was battling a fuel delivery issues and managed only 80 laps on Saturday and 81 on Sunday, putting them 20th on both days. We've been there. Jeff replied to their Facebook and said, we did go to Laguna. We only drove a couple laps. We understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Lucky Dog also had their final race. That was 1,000 miles of Thunderhill. As a refresher, this is run in a park format. Pit lane closed 30 minutes prior to Saturday's checker, and the car pitting after would start 15 minutes late on Sunday. Cars that didn't were parked in pit road. No work allowed until after 1 green flag lap on Sunday. No one made the whole 212 laps to compete 1,000 miles. So the race ended at 4:30 Sunday. The top 3 cars were on the same lap. First was Finally Racing.
That's exciting.
With Groot 2, a minute 15 back, and third, 3 minutes out, was Screaming Chicken Racing. Hopefully, and a Firebird, but probably. I didn't
hear much about this race, which is unfortunate. Like, I was excited to hear about how it went, and I didn't hear anything about it.
They were throwing down some very fast times. The West Coast crew, sorry for party, ran when parked, ruining national championship. That you guys raced with the Button Willow. We're watching those times, and there were some quick machines.
Yeah.
Despite the age limit that's on there, and it has just so happened that if we look in the lower corner of the screen, dear listeners, we have been joined by, and I'm wondering if he's going to have mic problems, this is just going to get funnier. Is our
we usually have to play this game before we start.
I'm waiting to talk.
It's
okay.
Okay.
I have to apologize to all 3 hosts and at least all 12 listeners. I had no recollection that we said we were.
You must have been drunk when you actually replied to the
text?
actual text. that is right above our text. Is
Now,
I'm totally an idiot.
I'm going to hold a pause here real quick because just what the heck with it. It's the Thanksgiving show. And I would like to welcome right now the man himself, Jay St. Clair, one of the racing folks with the hardcore folks at Ranger Road Racing. I'm looking forward to seeing him next month at Sonoma, and he'll have the whole crew there. So, bottom of our screen, Jay St. Clair, Ranger Road Racing. How's it going, buddy?
We're doing really good. We're doing our meeting right now, our pre-race meeting, which is always exciting. So, this is some of our crew that I said I would mute.
Oh, that's not
so.
Look at that baby.
No, don't cheat. We would have babies.
It's a zoom and a
this
zoom
is
and a zoom.
meta. This is meta.
Zoomception. It's fantastic.
Wow. Okay.
And pardon me, but I just came out of oral surgery, so I'm completely loopy. So ask
what
me
a mess.
questions. This is going to get really fun.
Loopy Jay might be the best Jay. All right, so yes, we just got Jeff on the show, but since you went in there, give us the Loopy Jay 30-second pitch for Ranger Road Racing.
Ranger Road, we were set up for doing amputee. Stop laughing. You're going to ruin it. So Ranger Road is set up for amputee veterans and first responders. So people that have been injured, pre, post, or during their duty, serving our country or our communities. We build race cars for them to come out and race 24-hour lemons. We also have a skydiving program, hunting program, sailing programs. We try to hit pretty much anything that, you shouldn't do with, that we do. So it's like, if your mother didn't want you doing it, well, we set up a program for it, just that. So, and that's it in a nutshell.
That's actually the greatest sales pitch I've ever heard. If your mother didn't want you to do it, we have a program. That's fantastic. All right. Well, hey, I know you guys have got stuff you got to wrap up on there too. We've got to get an update from Jeff. Jay, thank you for stopping by. Folks, check out Ranger Road, especially if you're racing on the West Coast. Go over there. They always have coffee, which is fantastic, and give those guys a high five because it is a fantastic team. I was telling my co-host earlier the story of how you guys were helping us out at the Ridge, and it's fascinating how when your team says, we need you to stand here and sign this waiver, everyone stands there and signs the waiver and no one argues. I love that.
We know how to queue up. We've been trained. So
there you go.
All right. So yeah, Jay, you guys have fun and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right, guys. We'll see you in a bit.
Later. All right. Thank you for indulging me on that one. I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah, no problem. They're a great crew.
So Jeff, what you working on?
What am I working on? Wow, this is like holy cow! Quick, get ready for the show.
Spitfire.
I'm like, what part are we on? Let's see.
We're way past that, Jeff.
That's what I figured. What I have been working on is the relatives are coming into town, and I never installed or finished the railing for my bi-level house. So
what's up with the sad
furiously like sanding and finishing the wood so I can get the railing in. So the older people who are coming to visit, just one of them is old, don't fall on their ass off of our like bi-level house. So
onto the tile floor.
Yes,
below.
exactly.
It's nice and
it's like a big step.
It's only like
five steps.
6 steps. Yeah, 6 steps.
Still,
no
it's
problem.
enough to hurt.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Tell
What
us
else
how
do we
you're.
know? Where are we at?
Oh, I had a really good intro before when you weren't here.
Well,
Survive the 25. How are you doing?
I am down 3 pounds.
Yes.
Walk on.
I am already totally like into it. I haven't had any issues with all the working out I've done. I have unearthed and reset up the sim system so that now I can start sim racing. I have picked my first book, but I have not yet started reading it, and I'm going to read the Bob Bondurant book.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Great
progress.
Thanks for the update.
Yeah. And I'm hungry. I'm starving. It is 8:30, and it's not because I'm dieting. It's because I have not had any food in like 8 hours, and that's like,
and that's like not the way to go. Like snacks are a thing.
Don't eat like if I didn't have the podcast, I'd be eating dinner right now. So maybe my wife will bring me some. No, I'm good.
What are you?
I'm good.
Well,
Hey,
we're getting to the good
show's
part.
like halfway done, so it's
Right.
gonna go.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fast now.
we'll be good.
Except this is the good part. This is the fun part.
I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
Main
to be
topic.
up for the main
Oh, good. Thanks.
So now it's time for
Time.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. We have listener feedback.
Oh, sorry, listener feedback. Go on.
It's very quick. So my mom, we started talking about this in the beginning, also said that, people need to stop cutting me off so I don't have to talk so fast. So I told her yes. So, and then also she also agreed, which we talked about earlier, that Mental needs a new microphone. So in-person listener feedback from my mother.
We got a great comment from the 914 lover specifically about Mental's microphone that he knew that I had even forgotten, is because it is a single directional microphone. He may have been talking in the wrong side.
No matter. We're done.
Doesn't matter. We've moved to the other. We've moved back to the original.
And it's much better now.
Mhm.
Well, hopefully everybody agrees.
Yep, totally. Great.
And again, we do want to thank everyone for the effort, the support, everything that everybody gave Chrissy. There was a lot of great comments. There was a lot of great got it voted, stuff like that. It was all over the interwebs. Thanks everyone from the various forums that we posted that into. Really appreciate everyone's support. That is just, we do this for ourselves. And then every now and again, something happens that reminds us that people actually listen. And it is humbling every time it happens. Thank you all so much.
Now we're just waiting for Mental. Oh, and he's back.
Oh, there
He's
he
back.
is.
I just, I don't know how much of that came across before.
That's fine.
We got
We
most of
heard
it, but then
You're recording, so it's all you. You just keep
Whatever you
talking.
said.
Yeah.
When
All good.
it freezes, you just fill in. That's
Yeah.
how
All
it
right.
works.
That's
It's the
great.
Mental
And
Show,
you know
starring
who
Mental.
always gives love and support to not just Chrissy, but everyone.
So nice of you. Not everyone, but most people.
Everyone
Nice
else
people.
deserves it. Okay, yeah.
People that deserve it. Yes. And you guys
Chrissy's
especially.
mom.
My mom. Hi, Mom. She's all caught up now. She's already telling us about what she heard last week. But now we have it.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Now the fun.
Topic time.
Time.
I have lots of stuff that didn't get in the notes because I thought I had 24 extra. So, I'll just raise my hand when I have
Good.
stuff. So,
Good.
Yeah, just speak up.
yeah. So who's doing the intro?
You. Why
Yeah.
not?
You haven't
All
talked
right.
much. We're tired.
Improv. Just
I know.
accept.
I got it.
Accept.
It is Thanksgiving this week, and that's why we're early, or at least recording early. And what does everybody ask on Thanksgiving other than who did you vote for? And could you imagine what Sleepy Joe did today, or that, whatever happened in the courts this week? People say, well, what do you want for the holidays? The holidays are coming.
Oh, no.
And that's what we're talking about tonight, because if you don't give your friends lists and your family lists, they will buy you junk. So
You have only yourself to blame.
that's right.
Right.
So
Yep.
we have made a whole list of cool things
It's
that
long.
you can get. It is long. We don't have to do
Uh-huh.
everything, but
But there's a lot
it's
of good
the-
stuff.
annual. Can we say annual? It's like the fifth
Yeah.
time we've done this, right?
Yeah.
The annual gift giving guide from the E1R podcast to you and your family. So if you need people to shop for you, you just play them this part. And if you need to shop for a gearhead, you just listen and pick some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention,
But-
if you go to the Shout engine, which hosts the show, all of the links are in the notes.
Yeah. Awesome.
Are they not going to be? They can't be all.
They usually
in the,
show up in.
They'll be in the
iTunes,
notes
too.
and whatever you're listening most of the time.
Yeah, we'll have to clean
Yeah.
them up a little because they're kind of all over the place. But we organized them a little bit this year. I think we usually do, but we
I'm
made
so
sure
excited.
to. Oh my gosh. Okay. So our first is for the gearhead in your life. So this is now where you say, push pause, figure out the time, whatever time this is, and then give the podcast to somebody else and say, here's what you need to listen to this so you can understand and see who said what and what they suggest. So not only because they're our sponsors, a little bit because they're sponsors, but I went there because I was like, we had to figure out what was on their gift page. It's extensive. So there's all kinds of really fun stuff on the Racing Junk gift page. And I was looking at, I think somebody else posted this before I got to it. I was like, yes, this is awesome. They have a shirt that is the Racing Junk parts shirt, and it's really great. Racing Junk. It has a whole bunch of parts and says like, this is how you build a race car or something. Somebody click on it.
I'm bringing it up right now. So.
Thank you. Because we're screen sharing. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll get to see a lot of the things that we're talking about. But really the Racing Junk shop has all kinds of fun shirts. It's got, a bunch of different of the normal brands, the racing brands, and, they have koozies but you don't need koozies because hopefully you're one of ours. But there's a lot of fun stuff on there. So I definitely go, and go check that out.
Oh, nice. The, shirt says, one man's junk is another man's race car.
There you go.
Which for our listeners is possibly the most apropos shirt.
I thought it was cute.
Have. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I was already going to post that, and Mental was looking at it, and yeah, definitely a good shirt. Nice one to get it, and you can wear it in the garage, and you can.
I like that because you can tell actual gearheads made it because the parts are actually appropriate.
There's a head gasket.
Yeah. I see a ring and pinion.
Yeah,
I see some
exhaust manifold,
the turbo,
I see a turbo,
yeah.
piston and a rod, brake master cylinder. Yeah,
all the stuff we've broken.
Yeah,
it's my favorite hip hop artist, by the way. Brake master cylinder.
No, he's not kidding. That is a music artist.
That is.
It's not.
It is. You don't listen to the right podcasts.
I do not, apparently. All right. Mental's got a few.
So also there's a great GRM article about automotive side hustles, and it's on the Grassroots Motorsports webpage. But I found these things. One of them is this tiny little tuner enamel pens. It's an Etsy shop, but they've got little NSXs and they got little tiny Skylines and several generations of the Honda Civics and really neat stuff like that. There's another one. It's called nissantoyota.com.
Yeah, the first one is tuner pins on Etsy.
Tuner pins on Etsy. Thank you. Yeah. Yes. The next one is nissyota.com, NISSYOTA. All kinds of cool 90s Nissan and Toyota inspired stuff, little tiny, the wheels that everyone threw away in the 90s that now are $3,000 for a set. And don't forget, for you German folks, there's the Porsche Punx accessories, PUNX, which has been around for a while. You'll see Wallens and a couple of the other staffers from GRM wearing this kind of stuff. And even some of my Porsche buddies here in Las Vegas wear this stuff. They're running out of some gear because it's getting up on the holidays, but it is PorschePunx.bigcartel.com. And again, all these links will be available.
Nice. I always saw the Porsche Punx hat on Wallens and wanted to know what that was.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool. I'm going to give you one that everybody loves and everybody needs, and it's light. Okay. Yeah. If you're wrenching in the dark, you need a light. We all have headlamps because we're tired. We're tired of holding the flashlight with our mouth, right?
Not to mention all of the, people of a certain generation abused for not holding the flashlight right when they were growing up.
That's right. So I'm going to hold one up now, and maybe Mental can bring up the website. This is what we all have, right? It has like AA batteries, and you push the buttons and it shines a color, or it shines right out.
I've got the ginormous version, which I would totally recommend too.
Yeah.
It's got a battery pack on the back.
No. This is
wait.
The one he has on here is awesome.
Okay.
Because I was actually going to add it.
This is new,
and then I found it on
fantastic.
Here. And I might already have one.
LED wide beam, 270 degrees. It's a LED strip that goes like all the way across your head.
It's a headband.
It's a headband.
Click one of the little pictures, like the fourth one in. I know this is bad pod. Sorry.
It's a headband with a battery pack in the back.
That's what it is. There's no big thing.
Because the LED light is way thinner and it's a rechargeable battery pack.
And it's a flexible LED, so it wraps all the way around your head.
Yeah.
I have seen these on some videos and it's like, oh my God, these people are brilliant. LED flexible strips have been around forever. Why didn't
put one on your head?
And not just for gearheads, but the sun doesn't come up here now until 6:30. So if I'm up for a run, I need something to make sure I don't get run over.
Fishing, running, camping. It says on YouTube. Great ideas. Yeah. So Chris's one that you're saying, very nice. But it weighs a good 2 pounds. Like it has the
lenses on the front with
It's
LEDs.
for spelunking.
And this big rechargeable battery pack on the back. It's great when you go to a 24-hour race because you need it most of the time.
Yeah.
But this is really cool as a very light thing.
Yeah, and you can find them. There's a bunch of different ones. The going rate seems to be about $14 for one of these, or 25 or 24 for two of them. I'm definitely getting two because even though they're rechargeable, you're probably going to run out
while you're working on them.
Yeah, exactly. So
don't buy them, Chris. Don't buy things.
Great. Okay.
We're gonna give each other one. That's the problem when you have the Gearhead to the Gearhead Christmas list. 'Cause you're like, who can add to their cart faster?
Am I going next to? You want me to do the next one? All right. Raise your hand if you have watched Drive to Survive on Netflix.
Oh, yes.
Raise your hand if you have seen the Formula One drivers with the little lights where they slap them as fast as they can to work on their high-end coordination.
Yes.
I have found these on the internet. Go to blazepod.com.
Is it like it's like Simon for the wall?
Yes.
Or anywhere, the floor, the wall, these things. Atlanta.
So you put them wherever you want, and your app controls them. Okay.
Exactly. Atlanta Motorsports Park had one of their drivers' lounge because it was a membership club, and I have been searching for years for a use.
Get out.
And they are thousands of dollars, but these are way, way less. The intro kit is for these little light pods. It's $224, but for another $50, you get 6. And these things are incredible. Just what they're, and I'm probably going to freeze as soon as they hit play on this with all the internet it's going to try and take up. But
yeah, it's not going to work. This is also great radio.
Yeah, right.
So these are small handheld pods about the size of a hockey puck, and you can control them with an app on your phone. And
there's different workouts.
So it's just for racers, it's for boxers and martial artists and folks that are doing speed and agility drills. It's incredible.
I thought you were just going to say people doing speed.
Wow, this took a turn.
Right? So these are. Go ahead, Chrissy.
Thanks. Nobody cuts me off anymore when my mom threatens you all. If you're going to be training for the Whack-A-Mole Championship, this is also a good thing to get.
That right there.
I love Whack-A-Mole.
How about this? Everybody? Black Friday sale was not there when I put the link up. 25% off site-wide for your Blazepods.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Great.
Look. Yeah.
A printed version of that is suddenly going to find its way onto my wife's desk.
Right.
And I'm totally going Red Rider.
Get it good. Get it now before it's gone and before it is. Before it's the price is gone.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to go next. An Apex Pro. This one was an easy one. I really liked it. Yes, you get your free suction cup mount with the Guitar Heroes, Garage Heroes. I always call them Guitar Heroes in Training Code, GHiT, likes Apex. That's what it is. But that'll also be in the show notes. We had them in for the last race or two. We had two races.
Yeah, two races.
Yeah, and I think they were helpful. So this is the little light that you need the little. It's a little light thing that tells you red or green depending on how fast you've gone around a corner. It connects to a phone. And once you are done with that lap or that sections of laps, and you can get the data back, compare with your friends, compare your best laps, really appropriate amount of information for the driver on the on the dash. So it's enough information that you need to know if it's going well, if it's not going well. Oh, look, Jeff's got little videos while I'm talking. So it's just enough. It's not the whole screen. The what's the other one? Race Capture? What's the big one?
We've used Race Capture. We use Harry's. We've used
what's
Garmin Catalyst.
Catalyst. That was a lot. There's a lot of information there. There's a lot of it was just, I like the simplicity of this. It told you enough and made you go faster. And it just had when you saw so much red.
It's just an in-car coaching, and red is bad, green is good. Yeah.
Yep. Too much red, too much green. It told you just enough.
Yeah. Let me just say, it tells you just enough while you're driving. All of the information is available after to actually look at corner times and things. Chris and I talked in a previous podcast about how we looked at each other's laps, and it actually improved me tremendously. So Apex Pro, what's the price on that, Chrissy?
Oh, I don't know.
Wow.
We'll find out.
Sorry.
It was $199, I believe.
Okay. We got to keep this going, guys. We got a lot of stuff.
Okay. All right. You can say it. Mine.
All right. The Icon ratchet, the gold one or the not gold one. It's really excellent. Like that is my go-to 3/8 drive ratchet. The Icon one at Harbor Freight. And if you want to be a baller, you can get the gold one. Yep. There's Mental. He's a baller. Jeff's a baller.
Oh, do you have yeah, no. We just have the one that works.
Yep.
Well, and say, why is it such a good one? Because of all the, it's got the teeth on there.
It just works really well. It's got a lot of teeth. It's solid. It's heavy. The mechanism is nice. Like it takes a very small swing. Totally worth it.
Yeah. So for tight spaces, things like that.
Yep.
Along those lines, the Husky 270-piece mechanics tool set is $99 right now, in store only at Home Depot. Husky has the same tool guarantee that Craftsman used to have, which is basically bring them broken tool, they hand you new unbroken tool. It's fantastic.
Husky is my new Craftsman. Craftsman has gone to crap.
Yeah, and it is $100 off. So go to homedepot.com, type in Husky 270-piece mechanics tool set, and they'll tell you if there's one near your local store. They are still out there.
Let me just quickly
in an RV or at a guest house or something like that, just cause
in your trailer. Yep.
Yeah. Just want to correct the price on the Apex Pro. Last generation model is $289 refurbished. New one is $589.
That was more than
you get. Yes, way more, but still an awesome piece. Get it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next one is one I learned about from DJ 914. We've all had to compress brake calipers that have e-brakes in them. Sometimes it's you got to use there's an Allen wrench in the back, like in a Miata. Sometimes, like on Hondas and Mazdas, you got to turn the caliper piston, but while pressing it. And some cars, you have to press it really hard, and it's a terrible pain. And you've seen those magic cubes with the little nubs on them that you use.
Yeah, like for Saab, it's a specific $70 tool from Saab to turn, then compress their.
Well, Harbor Freight has the one with the multiple.
I have the magic cube.
Right.
Love magic cube.
Like we have it for the Mazda too, but like they have to press it really hard. Well, Eric turned me onto this thing. It's a caliper compressor that has multiple attachments with the magic cube little bits on it that it will press and turn at the same time in the caliper. It's not a pain in the ass, and it's only like $25. So I've got it in my cart already. It's going to be fantastic. So just mostly because the Mazda's a pain. So get one of those.
Yes. All right. I'm sorry. I'm trying to open many windows and I'm slow on this, but here it is for those that are watching it at home. There we are. All right. So that's what it looks like. So it's all the attachments you could possibly need. And our next item.
It takes too long.
All right,
That's all right. I showed it. We can keep it.
All right. Along those lines, too, we have the Hanperal Universal Magnetic Gauge Tool for car and truck camber, Castor, strut wheel alignment. A lot of words there. Here is what it looks like. It is a very small trackside device for measuring your Castor and camber. It's not as good as one of those quick trick alignment kits, but there's also a great article on Haggerty that'll be linked in our show notes on how to use one of these.
It's a magnet with a bubble level with some marks on it, basically, that you stick it on whatever flat surface. Yep.
Yeah. Center of the wheel, ideally, and it'll tell you exactly what your camber and Castor. And he was using it to troubleshoot his Lotus, which is still very twitchy because it's a Lotus.
Mm-hmm. All right. My suggestion was to search for your gearhead's favorite brand of stuff on Etsy and eBay. I last year, might be more than that many years ago, found a really cool etched NSX glass, drinking glass. That happens to be Chris's favorite and his go-to glass. So finding really cool things that look like your, whatever fill in the blank brand, Miata, NSX, Honda, Ford, Chevy, whatever. Look for it, find it, and see if you can find a car that looks kind of like, or your Scout. Find something that looks like the car that they used to have, and maybe it's a little ornament.
Yeah,
maybe sure. Thanks. Maybe it's an ornament or a glass or something like that. But there's so many things, and there most of them, of course, on Etsy are all homemade. So you're supporting local. You're supporting somebody's business. Get it early, get often, because I had many problems last year, and then last year's its own problem. But getting things that are handmade, buy them now. Maybe you'll get them by Christmas.
And you don't have to worry about this whole shipping backlog because it's coming local. Yeah.
Well, we still have shipping problems because I don't know.
Like last year you got me the EF Civic Christmas.
Yeah, he's looking at them.
A Hot Wheel.
Yeah, there's a couple up there. Yep. So they may not be the right color, but find something that looks kind of like a car that your Gearhead had, and it is pretty awesome.
I'm looking for my Honda monkey bike Christmas ornament that you got me. That was probably the same thing, right?
Yes, that's what I did.
While he's doing that, go to your next one, Chrissy.
Okay. Yeah. So if your head is a lady, there's awesome apparel at Race Chick. That's racechick.com. And there is some sales going on now, but I have a couple of those shirts. Don't Estimate Me and Safety Third are my shirts from there. You will recognize me wearing that shirt. So they have a bunch of other ones that I was very tempted to get, but I shouldn't be Christmas shopping for myself. So maybe somebody on this podcast will note that there's some shirts on there, and car, wife, life, not that one, because that's not the one I want, but there's a couple other ones that are pretty good there.
I like they've got the Be Fast, Be Fierce hoodies and some stuff, because those last couple of races every year are always a little cold.
Yeah, but they have lots of great, awesome tank tops, and really a lot of different cuts, which is nice. They're not all just kind of unisex women's shirts. So
nice. Mm-hmm. Like that one that says Brap Chick.
There's
for the girl who's got magic spinning triangles in her life.
There's plenty. And then there's there's other ones about motorcycles. Like they are not just racers. It's all about different kinds of cars. Yep.
Haggerty does more than insurance. They've got a pretty good gear shop out there. Actually, take a look. Especially this year, their ugly Christmas sweater. They do a different one every year. This year, it's Santa flying a DeLorean.
Because of course he would.
Yep, it's fantastic. Santa and DeLorean.
Oh, it's so ugly.
It's terrible. It's got like a white, green grid on the bottom. It's absolutely wonderful.
Oh, that's funny.
So if you still want ugly Christmas sweaters,
you know what? And the price, nice.
Yep, it is nice. Totally.
They have a lot of different things on here. Really cool stuff.
Yeah,
next is something that
pretty
much everybody needs at some point is a battery tender.
I had this one on my list.
We've all have too many cars.
Tell me what a battery tender you get in there.
It is you plug it into the wall, and has a cord that goes to your battery. It's like a very low voltage battery charger to keep your battery topped up when the car's sitting, or to keep the batteries topped up over the winter, or over if it'll even help potentially fix kind of dead batteries, because it's a very, very gentle, slow charge over a long period of time that can rejuvenate some batteries. So like when we park our cars in the storage garage, we put all of them on these, and they all start right up again next time we want to use them. And I put the one for the boat in, that we use for the winch in the basement on one of these all winter, and that battery is 8 years old now. It still works well enough for how we need it, but partially it's because it has a good charge all the time. So
a lot of motorcyclists will have the quick disconnects. They will get several of those connections and have all of their motorcycles on trickle chargers, and they just disconnect them and go for a ride.
Yeah, it's great.
I have trickle charger on the disconnect on the Corvette, because it's all winter.
Absolutely. Other thing that people that do any kind of racing need is a good quality instant read tire pressure gauge that you can
also was on my list.
Yep. I like the one from Longacre. It's $40, but it is a really good quality piece. That's what we have in that we bring to races. It works great. It's a really accurate instant read.
The liquid
bleeds off well. Right? Yep. And it glows in the dark even. So if you need it in the dark, it'll work. Next is something that I found at SEMA that I just love.
Yeah.
Loctite sticks.
Mentally, you have to bring this one up on the screen because people will not get it.
These are glue sticks, like children's glue sticks, but filled with all of the things that you need working on your car. They have 2 of them are different anti-seize. This is copper and silver anti-seize. 2 of them are different Loctite strengths, red and blue, depending on how much you don't ever want it to come off. And one of them, the white one, is the red sealer, which is better than Teflon tape. That even the manufacturer of Teflon tape won't let that get used in their factories because it's not very good. So use this stuff. It's a little pricey, but for how much you get, and you don't waste a bunch. And when you use the anti-seize, you don't immediately look like the Tin Man.
That's what I was going to say. But I won't look like the Tin Man when I'm using the anti-seize.
Because you can put it exactly where you want it, right? These are so easy. Like I use them all the time. It just makes it. Otherwise, my Loctite would like leak out of the little tube and make a mess. No, this is so great.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got 2 more quick things. Batteries for whatever tool ecosystem you are on. No matter what it is, the person who receiving those will be happy to receive a new battery for their tool ecosystem. And if you really want to be the best, get the big one, not the little one, because that's more useful. And my final one is a Valentine one. They're phenomenal. They're expensive, but they work.
Absolutely love my V1. Like, I'm so glad I didn't choose anything else.
Yeah. Everyone who has owned one says that. And if you have an old one, Valentine will upgrade it for basically the cost of the parts. So, which if your one is old enough, like mine is really old, they're basically they will sell me a new one at a drastic discount, because that's their whole thing, is it's never obsolete. We'll always upgrade it to the latest specs.
Oh, so I'm going onto eBay and finding an old Valentine one.
Only works for original owners.
Oh, damn it.
Sorry, bud.
Yep.
All right. Can I go on your I don't know if I want to say it now or I want to wait for the buy local, don't buy things off of people section for this.
Wait for that, because
okay.
The last thing on here, and it's a good one, it's the Pig Mat's gray mat roll. Pig Mat is an oil absorbent. It's specifically designed to pick up oil. So this one comes on a paper towel roll. It's available on Amazon, and it's oil mats. And what's great about that is, you spill oil or you got a car that leaks, you throw this under there. It's better than cardboard, because when you go to pick it up, it doesn't transfer onto your hands. It absorbs everything on the oil. And
if you've ever had a Blackstone oil analysis kit, it comes with a little square of this stuff in it, because it's so absorbent for oil and works really well.
It is absolutely. And this is a roll that you can hook up onto a paper towel holder and have in your garage for that inevitable spill.
How about I get a roll and I'll just spin half of it off and I'll give that to Jeff.
Half is not going to clean up my mess.
Right? I do call you the Wakeman Valdez. So there was that.
It looks like a gray roll of paper towels with holes punched in it, because that's where multiple layers. Yeah.
But it is New Pig Corporation, NEWPIG, New Pig, gray mat roll. For those of you who are searching.
That's exciting.
That's exciting. I never heard of this either.
Now,
I'm buying some of that.
We're not just all about ourselves.
No? Oh, wait. No. Just kidding.
Well done.
I got the jokes tonight.
But, you as a gearhead, you want to give to others. And to do that, though, you still got to stay on brand, because, you're the gearhead aunt. You're the gearhead cousin, whatever that comes down to. So we've got a couple of suggestions for you to go look at for others. Now, this first one I'm going to talk about is very specific, but it's the Detroit Bus Company. And we've talked about the Detroit Bus Company. They have a student lemons racing team. It's Andy Didorowski. He also arranged the Saturn protest in front of GM headquarters that totally tricked several news outlets. It's just fantastic. They're a wonderful organization. They do great tours of Detroit. And right now they are offering a tour of female-owned businesses for shopping for Christmas. And they are doing 3 of these, November 27th, December 11th, and December 18th. And they're picking folks up in Ferndale. There's a link in our show notes. If you're in the Detroit area, this is fantastic. But as a result of that, I Googled the phrase Las Vegas local shopping tours. And I got a host of suggestions from my local newspaper, from several websites that are linking me to Nevada-owned businesses and to Las Vegas-owned businesses, including foodie tours, art walks, a host of other stuff, experiences and products that are made right here where I live. And I bet that if you Google your city or the nearest big city, local owned shopping tour, you're going to find the same thing. So do that. And we always, every year we talk about an experience is so much more than just a gift. Whale watching, whatever it is. I'm looking at my wife over there on the couch, so I won't mention some of the stuff I saw, but there are some experiences coming our way that we're going to take advantage of this year. But back to the things that you can give. I picked up this ridiculous, silly hipster garage apron. It's made of canvas. It's a clothing company that sources all their stuff after you buy it. That way they don't have wasted things. While I was tearing this old Toyota engine apart, I had to take a wire brush and a drill to get the decades of dust and oil off of it. And it flew everywhere, bounced right off of this apron. When I had to go inside to use the bathroom, get something to drink, I simply took the apron off, walked inside, didn't track everything everywhere. It's a wonderful piece. We've got a link for a mechanic's apron. They range from $15 to $100. But if you've got any sort of a craftsman in your life or craft person, they've got $14 garage specific aprons that hold tools. They've got $40 that are good for woodworking, all that kind of stuff. These are great gifts. And if anybody else, I left all these non-highlighted. If anybody wants to take some of the other options that we threw.
Yeah, I was just going to say, from doing woodwork, if you know somebody who owns a table saw and likes to hang out in the garage, a tool apron, I think they have one here that's the wax canvas. They're fantastic. Absolutely, they need one.
Mm-hmm.
My dog just came in. I'm like, what the hell is that?
All right.
Hello, puppy.
I could keep talking, but I don't want to be that jerk.
No, go do another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the other one is the magnetic bowls. You see these all the time when you go to Harbor Freight, and don't look at us like you don't go to Harbor Freight. We know you go to Harbor. We go to Harbor Freight, and if you go on the right days, you get the free ones, the free magnetic bowls.
Not anymore.
Yeah, they cut back hard on the coupons.
They have cut back on some of that kind of stuff.
Very sad.
So I've lost several of these to my wife, who uses them for bobby pins. And these are also really good if you've got someone that's just a quilter or they like to sew or anything like that. Anybody you know that has a hobby that involves tiny little metal things, these magnetic bowls are fantastic because it keeps everything from spilling, even if you turn them over and shake them. There is a pack of 8 3-inch bowls for $20. That's 8 separate stocking stuffers for $20 on Amazon. Or if you need the bigger ones, that's they got the 6-inch bowls. Or you're just giving more people things. You've got someone in your office that you know is into like rebuilding computers. They always have those little tiny screws and all that other kind of crap. Hey man, Merry Christmas. So there's that. And then the last one I'll throw out there is a Coleman 16-quart cooler. It is less than $20. Coolers like your Yetis, and I don't know what the other big brand is. Yeah, those things are fantastic. And some of the coolers that we use for our cool shirts, but oh dear God, when did coolers become gold-plated socket wrenches and their level of
crazy, right?
Yeah, it's just
crazy prices.
Yeah. I went to go buy a non-disposable styrofoam cooler for the race at New Hampshire because people bring us beer. We want cold beer at the end of the day, and the prices were out of their mind. So this is a really good road trip capable or soccer game, football, basketball, whatever it is. You've got someone that's a coach of a youth sports league. This is a 16-quart cooler. It's less than $20 on Amazon. Links in our show notes.
Doubles as a seat. Everybody sits on the cooler.
Unless it says it's not.
Like Dave has,
like Dave has some that says not a seat.
I'm going to go level up on that one, Mental, in the Igloo BMX cooler line, specifically the BMX 25. Chrissy and I first got this for Chrissy's mom because she wanted to keep her wine cold at the beach all day. Right. And it worked so well that we bought one. And then we turned that into our cool shirt coolers. 4. And then now we have 4 of them.
Yes.
It's roto molded. It's basically 95% as good as the big money ones, but the 25 quart one is $73 instead of
that's not bad.
2 to 3.
Yeah,
we have one.
Yeah.
We have one that's white, which is awesome. So it is reflects. It can sit in the hot sun and it stays icy cold. We have ice at the end of the day with ice in your drink still from that cooler.
Out of the boat all day. And when we switched to the swappable hot swap coolers in the race car this year with the gray ones, because they're going to get dirty, everyone loves them because damn if it doesn't work great. So highly recommend those. But it's Yeti quality without paying stupid money so you can have a sticker on your truck.
Facts. Yes.
Yeah, that's dumb.
But I have to put it right next to my Mulan Lab sticker.
Yeah, and your Salt Life.
Salt Life.
You,
Your
Salt
Salt
Life,
Life.
Mulan
you
Lab.
do so
By the
much
way,
shark
someone
fishing.
at Houston actually did manage to get the Slut Life down.
Nice.
Curtis has one on his Jazzy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now earlier Chris talked about their liquid filled glow in the dark long acre tire gauge, and that is a wonderful piece of equipment. But if you're giving a gift and you're still trying to stay on brand, no, they do not need the liquid filled. But everyone can use a good tire gauge. We've all got those little tire pressure monitor sensors, unless you've got nitrogen in your tires. Every time there's a dramatic temperature shift, you get the low tire light. And the machines at the gas stations, those gauges are awful. A good tire gauge, we've got one. It's the Jayco Elite Tire Pressure Gauge. It's up to 100 PSI. It's $20. Another great stocking stuffer. Grab a stack of those and hand them out to your friends at work. Wonderful, nice little gauge. The picture Jeff's holding up right now shows
Little sticks.
Oh yeah, way better.
Than the little
sticks.
crack pipe looking ones. You don't want to use
exactly.
those.
And it's a good piece of equipment if you've got a gearhead or if you've got a non-car person and you worry about them not paying attention to their car. Get them a piece of equipment that's fun to use. That's a good one.
Here's another top tip if you're going to buy a tire pressure gauge for those people in your life that you want them. It's going to make them check the pressure on their tires and make them safer. If they have a big ginormous truck and they tow things, if they're your RV family friends, buy them the one that goes to 100. All right, because you might be putting your air above the normal 40 or 50 pounds that most people are.
Yeah, I have one that's 60 in the garage, not in the trailer. And for the Suburban, which the rear tires go to 80 when I'm towing.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, go to the G.
C and exactly.
Go to the
I have one that goes to 100 that I keep in my truck for when I'm towing.
The AMG bone stock is a 49 PSI tire.
Yep.
Before you start adding passenger
big
stuff.
Heavy car, 200 miles an hour.
Facts.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. And the last thing I think I have for this section is multi-tools. Now, everybody's got multi-tools. This is a neat little one I found on, I believe it was the Haggerty website. And it's just a keyboard 10-in-1 multi-chain tool. Now, most of this is just kind of useless stuff, but just that one time you just need something to turn a quarter of a turn or to just break this little nut off this thing. And this one, according to the website, is TSA friendly because there's not a blade on it. So I'm going to show folks that one. And it's also just a great little stocking stuffer for you to stay on brand because it is $12. And that's just a cool little piece of equipment. Throw on somebody's keychain, you got somebody who's going to college. They can use that to open bottles of root
beer.
Yeah, whatever.
So I just realized I have something like this in my wallet.
Yes, you do.
And I've flown with it so many times.
Yep.
And I thought about it at all.
Like the time I had actually had mace in my the small pocket in my purse for years, gone through with that, and then I was like, oh,
but they made you get rid of the corkscrew.
Yeah, but I actually have a card version of this that I carry in my wallet, and I've never been hassled with TSA. And honestly, I use it constantly.
Do you really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Basically, almost always for opening beers, but that's not the point.
Hey, it's better than a what did you use a trailer hitch, which broke my beer.
Right.
So there's that.
Or the propeller on the outboard. Have you done that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. In the Babe Rally, it was a lot easier to open a beer because there were older cars that had chrome bumpers. You don't find with the little hole in it for the jack, which was perfect for opening the beer, but
yep.
You can't find
another one that I think everybody needs. Quality all-weather floor mats. If you live anywhere anywhere that the weather gets crappy, or by the beach where you get sand in it, quality all-weather floor mats, whatever you have. WeatherTech are great, Husky are great, or the OEM options on these are fantastic, and they fit perfectly and they're going to last forever. So
I still have the weather techs for the Mercedes. I don't use them, but I know that one time will come when I will drive.
Those are the OEM Mercedes ones, actually.
Never mind. All right,
even better.
Sell them if you're not going to use it. Yes.
Yeah. Just so I want to throw in one here for the gearhead to buy for the non-gearhead, and that is for the person with the dirty, disgusting car, the car wash book of local car wash. For the non-gearhead who's driving a car that doesn't matter if they get swirl marks.
Or, you know what? A certificate for a detailing.
A certificate for detailing.
That's a
that's a great one.
Yes.
I love that.
Local businesses.
That's what I would actually had that in my local business section, so I was going to talk about that later. But that's good.
Oh.
We already
fantastic.
did the local business section. Where were you going to talk about it?
I said, are we doing the local businesses now? Don't worry about it.
Yes, that's why I started out with the Detroit.
Well,
West
let's
Company.
do that. Let's do it now then.
Yeah,
Okay.
do it now. Add it. Go ahead. What else you got?
Chris already mentioned it. Here's the other one that I have. And this is don't support your local corporation and buy their stuff, which is shipped in from China. It was already mentioned. If you know what battery system they're in to buy them batteries, look on Etsy or in your Facebook Marketplace and type in the battery system, and you will find all kinds of 3D printed battery organizations things. This is the one that I sent to my brother. If you know somebody who 3D prints, you can just have them make it. And it's a fantastic little thing. This one is the M12 2 battery plus ratchet holder. And I own all 3 of those. And the gosh darn M12 batteries are the hardest thing to store because they're round and they roll all over the place. So my brother's making me one of them.
I just did that in Etsy, and one of the first things that came up seems like a great idea. If you have kids with the Power Wheels, it was a Power Wheels upgrade to Makita batteries. So
fantastic.
Yes, that's what you need.
The West Coast crew, we all fell down a rabbit hole of upgrading our Power Wheels, and now I have 2 of them in my yard behind my garage that we are looking to upgrade. We were going to have
Vicky race them around the
we were going to have a parade because we weren't allowed to have a race at the Lemons people, lawyers. I don't know what that was about. And now we've decided they would be fantastic. So I'm trying to upgrade one to where it'll tow 3 5-gallon jugs of fuel.
Nice.
That'll be fun.
You're a Makita guy, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we have.
How for $8 would you like a 4-pack battery holder you could put on your wall?
Well, if I had that many
3D
batteries,
printed.
then I would. But right now, I don't. They're all on tools or in the charger.
Somebody needs to buy you more batteries.
Or that would actually also be really good for the side of the trailer as well.
Yeah.
When I get the work bitch belt. Yes. Good.
And if you do have somebody who needs storage, there's also lots of people who will 3D print these things, which you can put on the bottom of a shelf and it will hold all of your tools. And they will make them so that you're whatever. Again, you have to know what kind of battery they use. But yeah, 3D printed stuff for your battery systems are fantastic.
That's a good one.
That's way better than that wooden thing that you built that you were,
I love my wooden
very
thing.
proud of. But those are cooler though.
They really are. And again, yeah, you're finding somebody that bought a 3D printer and they got a little hustle going on, and
they just don't mind putting it in and waiting for it and then giving it to you when it's done, which is I see those ads on the Facebook Marketplace a lot because I spend too much time on Facebook Marketplace, but I have always respected hustle.
By the way, for those of you who are wondering what Chris is talking about, I built myself one of these and I absolutely love it.
I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's wonderful. I just think these 3D printed ones are cooler.
The 3D printed ones are absolutely cooler. I don't have a 3D printer, but I have a table saw. So,
Yep. All right. I had a couple random things.
Random things.
Yeah, not
random things.
Not other. They're not necessarily car things. A cold brew carafe. I am so obsessed with making my own cold brew. This is the Bean Envy cold brew. It only makes 32 ounces, which is actually good for me because then I have to stop drinking it because then I won't have any for tomorrow. You have to plan ahead, but it is a lot less acidic and it is awesome. Especially I drank it all in the winter, or excuse me, in the summer because I like having cold coffee. But now I probably should switch back to warm, but I like my cold brew.
But you can also cold brew and then heat it up.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
Now, I similarly went to a French press this year, and I'm way happier because exactly the same thing. It's not the wasteful K cups. Yeah, it's great.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we've all gotten rid of K cups in our life, I hope.
Gosh, yes. I actually strain it again with a reusable coffee filter. But that's just because it's me. If you have a 1 or 2 year old in your life or less than that, and then they will grow up to love it. T is for Turbo. It is a little book that goes through the alphabet and all car parts.
I've got to see this. Mental, pop that up.
Yeah.
I bought it.
No, never mind. I got it. I found it.
I bought it before Henry was.
You're always to the left when you hold it up.
You're not good at.
No, he's there. He's good now.
I'm in the center, aren't I?
Yeah. So I actually got this for Henry before he was born, and he's reading it now and enjoys the book. So
A is for axle, C is for clutch, P is for piston, T is for turbo.
It is
I like
a great
it.
book. Yep.
It's called a board book. Most of the parents know them as board books.
Thank you. It's a board book, and there's a couple other ones that are for the future racers, but I like this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I've got one more for non-gearheads. If you live somewhere cold, flannel sheets. LL Bean. If
you hear that?
Yeah. Why? Yeah. Why?
That's me going. Do we need to put on the? I'm hot. Can we take the flannel sheets off again?
Vicky and I first got married, she even growing up in Nebraska never had flannel sheets, so we actually got a set of flannel sheets. And the great things about flannel sheets is the longer you have them, the better they get.
Oh, I'm the one that we have 2 blankets on the bed. I take one off, and Chrissy turns the electric side of hers on.
I had it on broil last night. I forgot to turn my sign off, and I preheat. It legit has a preheat section, and so I preheated it, and I forgot to turn it off. So I woke up this morning, and I was like, "Wow, it's warm in here." And
medium
that's
rare.
Because I was broiled. Yes, Jeff.
Okay, I don't know if I have ever told this story on the podcast. I apologize if I have. Have I ever told you about the heated mattress pad that I got for Jen for Christmas one year?
No,
I don't think so.
Okay. I bought Jen us. I mean, obviously we are in the same bed. One of my coworkers said a heated mattress pad is the greatest thing ever. You turn it on 10 minutes before you get in bed, and you get in bed and it's absolutely warm, and, get the one that has a left and a right because, you might want a different temperature. As soon as I heard that, I was like, yes,
right.
Different temperature. I could turn mine off. She could turn hers on.
Yes.
And she was like, I don't know if I want this. I don't know if I want this. So I put it on the bed, and then I would turn her side on, and then I had it actually flipped. So she was constantly turning my side on because it didn't plug in the right way. So she was like, I hate this thing.
Doesn't work.
Then she was like, it's not working. It's not working. It's not working. I should put this in the same, the electrocution stories with Josh.
This so reeks of General Wakeman problems. Go ahead and check that one off, folks. You're playing this.
So the next thing that happened is the air conditioning, or the heating unit drain plugged up, and water came through our fan in our bedroom and landed right on the connector. And it shorted out. And my wife was like, "You're trying to kill me now." And I was like, "No, I wasn't." So this is the second time a member of my family almost got electrocuted.
If you're trying to kill your family, you're doing it slowly and poorly.
Terrible job.
Josh did not almost get electrocuted.
He was electrocuted
daily.
He was getting shocked daily. Yes,
repeatedly. To let the dog out. So
why did he put the glove on him? Let the dog out. What's wrong with him?
Exactly. That his resourcefulness was to put on a glove. And by the way, this fine young man was recently named an ambassador at his school because he
middle school. Yes,
an outstanding young person.
Oh, that is my favorite story.
Despite his father trying to shock him.
Yeah.
daily.
So I nearly tried to off my wife by planning a ceiling leak, because it wasn't coming from the roof. It was just coming from the heater, which is in the ceiling, and right onto the brand new electric mattress pad, which, by the way, is still in my bed, but it's been unplugged for 2 years now, but we've never actually just ripped it off because I'm always like, no, it'll work again. Never mind. Get on to real things. Electric mattress pad. I hear they're fantastic. I don't know.
Just get the
It made me
blanket.
sweat, and then I nearly killed my wife. That's the story.
This is a great sales pitch. Great.
Speaking of people that you've nearly killed, if you're a gearhead, you've also got to get gifts for your family, but you got to stay on brand. So I feel like the first one in here totally came from Chris. But
Yeah.
what's a really good thing to get your family? As a
Apologies. Genuine apologies. Yep. That's a great place to start. And after that, another thing that every Gearheads family needs is active noise canceling headphones.
Yes.
Yep. Whether they are the expensive, fancy
Mine are over the table.
Bose ones, or I've got these ones are actually they're E7. There's some Chinese ones, but they work really well. And if you travel, you'll also love the active noise canceling. They're wonderful.
I got the LifeCore ones on Chrissy's recommendation.
Great.
What?
LifeCore, aren't they the ones you have?
No.
No. What were the ones you suggested?
She's got Jabras.
Jobbers.
Oh, you bought the
Is it-
Jabras. You're right.
Mhm.
Multi-point.
Multi-point.
Bluetooth, so you can, yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't use multiple.
They're connected to everything.
I got the LifeCore. They're fantastic.
Um,
And yes, they're Veloster blue.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
good.
such a dork.
I bought them
Yeah.
before I had the Veloster. I'll just
That way,
okay, fine.
you're making all that noise. They won't hear you as much. If you know someone that likes to cook at all cooking is better with good quality cookware. Like, don't get the cheap stuff. A good like 10-inch pan, a cast iron pan too, and a good 8 to 10-inch chef's knife is just like you're set. That you pretty much can do whatever you want, and those are the tools you use the most. It's like your tool. It's like you've got that nice Icon gold ratchet. You want the nice global 8-inch, chef's knife.
And I would
that.
not so much of the knife with the cookware. Pay attention to what kind of stove you have. We're stuck with electric right now until we completely remodel our kitchen and have a 1,000-foot gas line run in here. So
Induction's the new hotness now.
Yes, and you can get that also with a built-in air fryer. So we're looking down that. But I actually did the research. We have a glass top stove that came in here, and I did the research about the best cookware for electric glass top. It is legitimately in the last year transformed how much we cook at home, because now we're not fighting the stove. We found cookware that was designed to work for it. So when we make eggs, when we make everything, it works out really well. And the slightest bit of research will yield results in that.
Okay.
I got rid of my glass top electric for gas because I love gas. What is the best kind of cookware for an electric glass top?
So the set that I got after a bit of research, it's a copper bottomed aluminum side kind of braid, but it's designed to distribute heat evenly from a not necessarily even heating surface, but yes.
The aluminum is the fast. It moves the
right, but the copper keeps it smooth. We actually get more even heat distribution in our pans than we do on the actual cooktop surface itself. So it's really, really good. But when we go to upgrade, the induction stuff is, it's catching our eye.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And last thing is, you want to keep those people comfortable. You've apologized to them. They can't hear you anymore. They're making some good food, some good quality slippers. Everyone likes to be comfortable. L Bean, just go there and get some nice stuff.
I don't obviously where I live now, but even in Georgia, a number of years ago when Vicky and I were in Ireland, she bought me a set of these giant slippers that look like 2 glasses of Guinness, and the slightest bit cold, I throw those on. They're fantastic. They've got rubber bottoms, so I could actually walk to the mailbox and back. It's wonderful.
Fantastic.
I got one.
Good.
Yep.
Okay, so you're the race car person. You know what you do like 5, 6, 7 times. If your bill, it's like 27 times a year. You ditch your family for the weekend to go racing, and you must pay your family back. This is where the experience is the way to go. If they like sports, buy them tickets in that out of way town, go to that town and watch that baseball or whatever you're doing. I did this a few years ago with a bowl game for the wife. If they like theater, buy like the continuing theater package. Like, I'm not saying buy one hockey game. I'm saying like, buy the summer series for the theater so that you're promising that you're going to spend those 6 Saturdays or those 6 Thursdays with your family for a change. Do it.
Smart plan. Good one.
Or a weekend away with that certain thing, which is what I did with the bowl game.
Well, not nearly as cool. A 12-volt portable digital tire inflator and tire pump with the automatic shutoff. So this is for someone who never checks their tire pressure. That tire pressure light is always on. So they can actually just set it to what the pressure is supposed to be, plug it into their cigarette lighter, plug it into the tire, and it shuts off automatically when it gets there. And this thing's only $23 at Walmart.
I like that.
Somebody take the
They
next
also
one.
make
Talk too
those.
much, yeah.
They make those to fit whatever your tool ecosystem is. Like when we were out in California, Matt had the one with the Milwaukee battery plugged in. You just say, I want this to be this PSI, and you hit the button, you walk away.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
We're still doing family here?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I can't remember the thing. I'm going to steal the next one because I like that even better.
Yeah, please.
Camp chairs. Folding camp chairs. If you don't have 2 bag folding camp chairs in the trunk of every single one of your cars, change it now. Because everybody needs a chair while they go. Buy 2 cute ones that match. There's a really good one on Amazon that we have a link for, but you can get them anywhere, any camp store, any Walmart, any wherever you go, Home Depot, Lowe's, they all have camp chairs. Get a good one. The little ones
$10 Walmart
are
one.
terrible.
Yeah.
The $20 ones are way more than 2 times as good. Don't go crazy. The folding table, the ones with the little coolers in the armchair, they start taking up a little bit too much room in the trunk. Get a good one. Sit in it while you're at the store. Make sure it's big enough. Make sure it's comfortable. Cup holders are great. Coolers, too much.
So before I got married, while I was down in Florida, I had rented a lovely home for Vicky and I when we would be together, a block from the ocean with a huge front wooden deck porch. I had no furniture, and everyone that came down for my bachelor party they'd all come from Omaha, where it was freezing cold and miserable, and they were all sitting outside, and they realized I had no lawn furniture. They all went and bought folding chairs, and that was their bachelor party gift to me. And those chairs lasted us for 10 years, and we hauled them everywhere and used them all kinds of events, and it was a worthwhile investment. So yeah, good folding chair. Absolutely.
All right.
Chris,
awesome. Anything else?
Chris, you've got a new nephew. You want to take this last one?
No, but sure. I looked at it and I wouldn't have never thought about this. A car seat organizer for kids. Apparently,
Or
this is a good
adults.
thing.
Or adults.
Apparently you need this. What is
It
this?
is designed
Not
to
even-
it is designed to sit next to a car seat, and it's everything that the kids
for all their
want.
crap. Yeah. Okay.
Bingo. It's got room for their pad. It's got room for their drink cups. All that kind of
Easy
stuff.
to wipe clean, water resistant. Those are all
Yeah,
necessary.
all of these things are
That's
good.
all good. I'll make another one for the parents in your life. The back of car seat organizer / protector to keep the little one's feet from destroying the back of the car seat. We have had this in every single car that had a car seat in it. And trust me, he's 13. He still puts his feet up there, and he still needs a place to put his crap. So it literally hangs over the back of your car seat, the front of the car seat, and it protects the entire back of the seat and has pockets in it. Also great if you got a little one. Cool.
Excellent.
That's quite a
Anybody
list.
got any last one?
You're the one who showed up late without putting them in the notes. So what did you have?
Tons of stuff. I think I covered everything I need.
Everything you need. All right.
Yeah. Now,
I love my favorite one is the Etsy, whatever kind of car they love. I asked for some Verstappen gear.
Did you?
So
we
you
kinda
can
owe
also
Eric Rude a little bit on that one too, because he was the one that was finding terrible cars.
Yes, right.
T-shirts that so
the T-shirt.
I think I've done it. I've been doing it longer than he has.
Awesome. I think we've wrapped this up.
If we missed anything,
Yeah.
Put it down the doodly doo. Talk about it on our Facebook. Send it to us on any of our social medias. We will talk about it next week.
That sounds good. Because even if it's next week or sometime around then or at Christmas, we can talk about what you got, because over all of these things, there's always birthdays. But we've got time. If you have something on your list that we would love to hear about, because then we can, if we love it, we'll just tell people about it too.
Yes. And if you've got a side hustle, if you're one of our listeners and you got anything, please, we will happily promote any of our listener stuff. You know, if you watch the latest New Hampshire video, we're talking about marital aid, so you're not going to embarrass us.
No.
It's not just the tip time.
It's not.
Around the horn with Chrissy.
I don't even know if that's what we call it these days. I just figured that's what we would go with. I want to know what everybody wants. What on this list is everybody excited about? And what is, or if it's not on the list, but I think most of the things we said on here are on our list of something that we would like. Mental's very excited about this. Go ahead.
I want those pods. I am so...
Do you?
That doesn't surprise me at one bit. When I found them,
I've been looking for a hand-eye coordination trainer. I'm not exaggerating, for the last 2 years. And
I literally found those. I think it was on TikTok. It was like an ad that was sent to me, and I went, "Holy cow!" Chrissy and Mental are going to absolutely love these. And I said Chrissy because I think she's probably the person who works out in her home more than anyone.
It's true, I do.
Because Mental likes to run.
I also have some whack-a-mole championships coming up.
Whack-a-mole championships,
so I
think
I need them.
And I knew Mental would win because it's like high tech and sweat.
Also, I'm old as hell, so I got to really start working on my hand-eye.
That's fantastic. I already mentioned that I love the Etsy person's favorite car. I since Steve, the dishwashing fairy, got me some N swag, I want more. I found a Veloster N hat that was like the same color blue. I literally took a picture of it and sent it to my wife.
Chris?
For the low dollar thing, I'm going to say the brake tool or the LED headband.
Yes.
High dollar thing, a trade in on my old V1 for a new one.
That's a good idea. That's good. I think I'm going to go with the Apex Pro.
Ooh,
not
good.
Apex. I know.
We could just not give this one back to Bill that we borrowed at Thompson and still have.
We could do that. We could.
If he knows we have it.
We could give him a gift, and he's gonna.
He's listening.
He's listening right now.
I love that you think Bill is not listening to this at 5:37 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, I absolutely know he is. Yep. Absolutely.
That is pretty hella sweet.
Yeah. The screen. There we go.
Mm-hmm. The blue with the red. Yeah, looks good.
Oh.
But also, if you give Bill his back, you get to use his discount code and get the free suction cup holder.
It's true.
Which makes it transferable.
It's already glued to our dashboard.
I took it off the
we
dash.
chipped it off.
Back. Yeah.
Ow,
that's why I didn't give it back at first, because it was really stuck with that tape. Like, it was really hard to get off. I was worried I was going to break it, but it didn't break. That shows how tough it is.
All right.
All right.
Chrissy, what did you say? What you want on the list most?
An Apex Pro.
Oh, Apex Pro. You did say that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that's what we're in.
Did.
All right. That's a good around the horn.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know what we're talking about next week?
We could. I throw this as a suggestion.
This is where Mental says something and we all wrinkle our nose and go.
We could do our thankful episode.
We should do the thankful episode next time.
All right.
All right.
That means we have to think hard about what we're thankful for. Gosh, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I'm Sassmaster 3000 today.
That's all right. Well, Jeff is like 45 minutes late, so I deserve all the sass you give me. I'm not going to even bother playing any music because that would be weird.
Oh, it's okay. Music. Chris has got it covered.
But then if two of us talk at the same time, it doesn't work, right?
He doesn't need to talk. He'll just play the music and you run your mouth.
All right. I'm ready to run my mouth. Is your music ready? See?
I don't have problems with wires.
Thank you for downloading us. We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Everyone Racers. with 50% less Jeff. So how could you go wrong? We also hope you'll join us in the world of driving, racing, and building, because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It's totally free. Then go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. If you're watching on YouTube, right down there in the doodly-doo, give us some talk. If you hate us, give us 5 stars. Tell us why. If you have any questions or show ideas or thoughts on what you want for your Chris Mahala KwanzaaCon, put them down in the notes. Or you can drop a comment on our Facebook page, Everyone Racers, or email us at everyone.racers@gmail.com. You can text mental 484-243-0455. Find us on Instagram or Twitter at everyone.racers, YouTube and Facebook, Everyone Racers, Reddit /E1R. Thanks again. And until next week, keep the Santa side up. Unless you ain't got no Santa, then just light up those candles or whatever your holiday is. I have no idea where I went there. I went off the rails and I lost track of what I was saying.
Oh, I'm going to stop this now.